Hi everyone, it's Michael again. So today we are going to do a lab walkthrough on AWS Lambda. So here is a lab overview. We have the event bridge event, and here is a Lambda function trigger, then the EC2 instance stop. In this hands-on activity, you will create a AWS Lambda function. You will also create an Amazon event bridge event to trigger the function every minute. The function uses an AWS identity and access management IAM role. This IAM role allows the function to stop an Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud Amazon EC2 instance that is running in the Amazon Web Services AWS account. So first things first, task one, we are going to create a Lambda function. So in the search box to the right of services, search for and choose Lambda to open the AWS Lambda console. So we go to Lambda. Note here, if you see a warning message that says task failed to load, you can ignore it. Now we are going to choose create function. Awesome. So in the create function screen, configure these settings. We want to choose other from scratch, and then our function name is going to be my stopinator. The runtime is going to be Python 3.8. Now we are going to choose change default execution role. Now for execution role is going to be use an existing role. Existing role from the drop down list, choose my stopinator role. And then we're going to choose create function. So this is our new Lambda my stopinator functions. So for task 2, configure the trigger. In this task, you will configure a scheduled event to trigger the Lambda function by setting an Amazon event bridge event as the event source or trigger. The Lambda function can be configured to operate much like a cron job on a Linux server or a scheduled task on a Microsoft Windows server. However, you do not need to have a server running to host it. Now we're going to choose add trigger. Then next we're going to choose the select the trigger drop down menu and then select event bridge CloudWatch event. So here it is, event bridge CloudWatch event. Now for the rules, we're going to choose create a new rule and configure these settings below. For the rule name, we're going to choose every minute. For the rule type, we are going to schedule expression. Then for the schedule expression, we're going to use rate 1 minute. So note here, A more realistic schedule-based stopinator lambda function would properly be triggered by using a cron expression instead of a rate expression. However, for the purposes of this activity, using a rate expression ensures that the lambda function will be triggered soon enough that you can see the result. Now we're going to choose add. So it's added. Now we are going to configure the lambda function. In this task, you will paste a few lines of code to update two values in the function code. You do not need to write code to complete this task. So below the function overview pane, choose code. And then we're going to choose lambda function pi to display edit the lambda function code. Okay, so it is right here. In the source code pane, we go to delete the existing code and then copy the following code and paste it inside the box. After pasting the code into the code source box, review line 5 if a period was added, deleted. So replace with regions placeholder with the actual regions that you're using. To do this, choose on the region on the top right corner and use the region code. For example, the region code for the US East North Virginia is US East 1. Important, keep the single quotation mark around the regions in your code. For example, for North Virginia, it would be US East 1, like this. Check our regions first. It is in North Virginia, US East 1, so that is what we're going to replace it with right here. Okay. So challenge sections, verify that the EC2 instance name instance1 is running in your account and copy the instance1 instance ID. You are encouraged to figure out how to do this task without the specific step-by-step guidance. However, if you need detailed guidance, select this text to review the step. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a new tab and go to EC2 instance. Then in here, what are we going to do is choose our instance I go to instance one that we just created. So instance one ID is right here. We're gonna go back, and then we're going to replace our ID here. This is our ID. Okay. So let's check the steps. Let's go to the browser, choose the instance, EC2 instance, exit, from the details, we go to copy instance ID, which we did, and then return to instead. Okay. So return to the AWS Lambda console browser tab and replace with instance ID with the actual instance ID that you just copied. Important, keep the single quotation mark around the instance ID in your code, like this. So your code should now look similar to the following example. However, you might have a different value for the regions, and you will have a different value for the instance ID right here. Now we are going to choose the file menu and save the changes. Okay. So in the top right corner of the code source box, choose deployed. Okay. It's deployed. Successfully upload the function myStopPinData. Your Lambda function is now fully configured. It should attempt to stop your instance every minute. Choose monitor, the tab near the top of the page. Okay, this is monitor. Note that one of the charts shows you how many times the function has been invoked. There is also a chart that shows the error count and the success rate as a percentage. Okay. So note that okay. So now go to task 4. Verify that the Lambda function work. So return to the Amazon EC2 console browser tab and see if your instance was stopped. Return to EC2 console. Our EC2 console. So, okay, so this is stop right here. Tip: you can choose the refresh icon or refresh the browser page to see the change in instance more quickly. Okay. So try starting the instance again. Do you think? What do you think will happen? Try starting the instance again. Alright. Let's start the instance again. Then every minute is going to stop and start again. So let's see. So instance will be stopped again within 1 minute. Alright. So that's it for today lab. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye bye.